All right, we're checking chat. That's all. Having some miscommunication, StreamYard, YouTube. It's all right. We're gonna get down to business. Hit that like button if you're just coming in. Just smack it. Be happy with yourself. It's free. Having a little problem with my live chat here, so I had to get back out, start a new. Sorry, folks, for coming back in, and I had to get out of here quick. Checking live chat. Having a problem with the live chat. So we're waiting. Uh, hmm. Do 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 do. All right, we got the chat working. Thank God. Shit. I had to bust out here. Sorry about that, folks, if I had to leave like that. But I wasn't sure because nothing was showing up. I'm fucking concerned about it. But Lisa came in and fucking straightened out the problem. Thank you. Oh, buddy, East Coast testing. We're here. We're here. But it's a beautiful day in Delray Beach, Florida. You can't find me on the iPad. I know. I'm incognito. It's gonna be a fucking crazy show, but not right now. It might not heat up until late. A lot of motherfuckers are sleeping late because of me. I know that. Hi, hippie chick. Nice to see you. I love the name. Come in here. And you're very, very respectful. I appreciate that from you, just like I do from all of them. You know, some of you don't. I, I'll never get up here and say, I'm sorry for nothing I said or did. You know, if it came out wrong, fucking okay with it, right? Hippie chicks, aliens, Lisa, Lisa, A. We got 9 lurking. Give me 9 likes. It's free 99 all the time. There she is. We're back. I got to wrench you up. You got to have a wrench in. You got to have a wrench for the hippie chick. You are looking live inside the studio with Buddy. That's where you're looking. We're going to light up the phone lines now, folks. I'm going to drop that number in the chat. You want to call in and talk your shit today with the fucking Buddy East Coast dude? You're welcome. Oh. I type like I'm fucking simple. Let's see if we got it right. No, we didn't. See, I'm glad I looked at that. I'm waking up some fucking grandmother in Des Moines, Iowa. Shit. That's what you'd be doing. All right, here we go. I didn't know what my phone, motherfucker charged. Probably just the way it goes. All right, here we go. Let me get this shit. There it is, folks. Talk your shit today. Back after the, we're back, folks. We're back and we're going to rock it. But East Coast is not influenced by any other outside shit. You know what I'm saying? We're on two channels. Too. What the fuck? Huh. But y'all know it is, but we're back. Let me go give, hold on, let me go take it. Ooh, we're live on. All right. That is ready. Go say, ain't no limit. Talk here. Hey, all right, folks. There we are. Talk your shit today. Message is pinned up. I had to find my phone first. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm doing callings and I ain't got a goddamn phone. Ain't that a bitch? Here it is, folks. We're at 90%. Oh. State your case today. Pinned at the top of the screen, it should be. Anything to say, say it. You're welcome, hippie chick. No problem. We'll sit here all goddamn day waiting for this fucking shit we're getting ready to have. You know that. I know. We all know that. What the motive is. Insinuate. I gotta get this fucking in here. No. Oh. Yeah, I'm learning. I mean, actually, I've been fucking flying for a while. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Do y'all see that number pinned at the top of your screens there in the chat, above the chat? Let me know if y'all see it. Should be up there. The number's there. Call-ins coming in. Calling and talk your shit today. Got the fucking computer down here getting ready to get fired up. But it's going to be a beautiful day. Y'all know it. All right. Thank you, hippie chick. But we're gonna get some shit straight today. I'm telling you right fucking now. It's gonna be a wonderful program. It's gonna be uplifting, exciting, edgy. We just gotta wait for some participants to show the fuck up. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys. We're just gonna have to wait a minute. I might have fucking come up here shooting off my fucking big buddy mouth early. I don't know yet. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to keep dropping links. We keep dropping love. We're going to keep respecting everybody. 'Cause I respect everybody on streaming. But this goes out to the Tan Man ladies.
I let her get away. It's all my fault, 'cause pride got in the way. And I'd be lying if I said I was okay about that girl, the one I let get away. I keep saying no, it can't be the way it was.
Yeah, it would, but it would be nice to hear from you. It would be a boatload of shit. That's why you need to come in here and get on a panel. Just cut your box off. Just come up as a spot, a little circle. You could talk your shit today, all day, every time you're on YouTube. To navigate it, it's not that difficult, for one. The Skank Queen, Elisa, how you doing? Shannon, folks, I'm just stirring up shit. That's dancing. I twerk too, folks. Don't get me on that shit. I will get up here and shake my fucking two job in your face. But that's a fucking. You're gonna have to drop some nuggets on that. Me to twerk again because it gets rave reviews. I do it for free. This time I can't. It's gonna have to take at least a fucking $10 donut for me to get up here and fucking hold on to this chair and fucking shake my ass. I think hippie is across that. You're in America. Is it Gulf of America? No, don't care. But we're on. We're gonna see if Tan Man goes out to lunch or if the Love Fest continues. I want to see what the. Then I'll stop with it, and I'll just stop with it. But I mean, people that were on here, we were on here all last night with the shit. Tan Man calls at 5:30, 6 o'clock this morning. Do you know who you have on your fucking screen? Allie girl. You're gonna let her talk her shit about Tan Man. Why, of course not. Do I gotta believe it's coming out of anybody's mouth? No, I don't. Do I really want to know any bad shit? Absolutely not. I don't. I ain't here to fucking. This ain't a roast of the Tan Man. This is just Buddy East Coast being Buddy East Coast, and if it falls in here, I accept. Okay. But I think Johnny R disrespected a bunch of my fucking people over there. It took him fucking goddamn. It took him a month to get Donnie R out of the way. A month. Don't understand. I mean, it's open panel, folks. I mean, I don't care who comes up here. Do I got to fucking believe what they're telling me? No. Of course not. Do I want to see receipts? Of course. Do you have to prove somebody's guilt up here? Absolutely not. Depending on how fucking deep the guilt goes, I'll take that. If you're guilty, motherfucker, guilty. Y'all saw it first here on Buddy's Court. We're gonna have Buddy's Court coming up too, where you can settle your grievances on my court, the People's Court, if you want to. Uh, But he came in activated this morning. Tan Man was activated. But none of this, honestly, guys, matters one hill of shit to me. Cowboy, Scuff Frank. It's just fucking, somebody cares about it. It's obvious. We're gonna see if that Andrew. I am interested in that. How that chat handles it. We just want to see Izzy Pop. How you doing? Nice graphics you got going over there. I love the kitty theme. It's a beautiful thing. I'm tanked up on only 3.5 hours sleep. Beautiful job over there. Y'all sub up. Drop your link down there, Izzy. You know I fucking promote channels. Just love doing it. If you want to talk your shit today, come on. The link to the channel's up here. Y'all stick around. I'll be sporting a Woody suit here in a little while, folks, for your fucking viewing pleasure. That is the fucking spectacle. Woody. Toy Story. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nothing to share there. Hold on.
Podría ser las dos.
You got a situation.
No, todavía no sale.
Me gusta.
I monitor
Negra. No fue la blanca.
Wow.
No, they haven't said anything in their intercom, and they haven't. I don't think they were able to communicate with him through the phone. He wasn't answering. Tienen orden de arresto. I don't believe he's a gang member. Ya van a entrar, creo. Creo sí.
Estoy borrando el caché.
¿Ah?
Estoy borrando el caché.
¿Qué es eso?
¿Cuándo le borras esto?
¿Cómo?
Después de cada en vivo, tienes
Ay,
que borrar
Dios.
como todo el que no era guardado ahí, te borró la casa.
Ok.
Te voy a enseñar entonces.
Ok.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking
No, we don't know what the warrant for his arrest is. My grandma
Damn.
Tengo suerte, chico.
for the party.
Oh my God.
¿Qué produce estuvo
Yo
con?
siempre lo dejaba. Ay, me castigaron 24 horas, voy a descansar. Y no la pelaba de
Sí,
nuevo.
apélalo.
Ay, nada. Pero relajarme. Ya se me está descargando. Qué raro.
Tengo 58 ahorita. Te lo presto un
Un ratito, please. Y yo viendo el mío y en el carro lo dejé. Ay, pero este es de la 16.
No tengo ese yo. No, yo tengo el 13.
Saben que cómo son las cosas, pero gracias a la China. Me cortaron el like por las armas. Pero en el momento lo apelé. Ahorita miren, ya hay unos por allá y hay otros por acá, pero no quiero grabar mucho las armas porque digan que gracias a Dios vamos a hacer en vivo toda la tarde y noche. Porque ya me van a descansar. Por las armas, raza. Hay unos por allá, miren. Voy a cargarlos tú también. Pero el teléfono ya se me va a descargar usted. Ay, no, te estoy.
¿Dónde te parqueaste? ¿A la vuelta?
O sea, estoy como para. ¿Están esas paredes grises?
Ajá.
Como a, digamos, unas 6 casas para allá. Estoy en la entrada de este.
De la Chase, luego en la Chase.
¿A dónde puedo? Por las armas me contaron el en vivo, raza, pero ya ahorita miren, ya hay unos por allá y hay otros por acá. Ahorita ya van a entrar.
They're getting ready to come in. Look, I'll give you guys a quick glimpse.
Oh, there we go.
Pum, sí.
There we go.
This is where they're gonna enter. This is where they're gonna enter to get him.
Oh,
Estamos en Canoga Park.
We are in Canoga Park. Estamos en Canoga Park.
Ahorita van a entrar en estos momentos a ese apartamento.
get ready to make a move.
Ahí van.
Stu, I'm not sure.
Yo creo que con un disparo van a abrir.
No sé.
Ahí van.
They're going in.
Uh-oh. It's time.
Pendiente.
I am
Let's
zoomed
go.
in. They're going in. This is the apartment that they're gonna go into. This is double upstairs and downstairs.
¿Qué hizo? Porque sería muy imprudente tras que me cortado el like por las armas y vamos a estar hablando de por qué hizo. Ey, por favor, raza, simplemente una orden de arresto, usted póngase a ruedo. Y miren, el niño ya estaba de meca, el niño allá, veo. Por algo se retrocedieron.
It's time.
¿Es este?
Eso, chinita, gracias. Poco se me apaga el teléfono. No son hielo, raza, no son hielo, es una orden de arresto. Ya tienen más de 3
No puedo
horas.
quitar el zoom porque me quitan el en vivo otra vez porque hay mucho policía con arma.
La policía, porque no ha actuado de la mejor manera. Le dijeron que se fue con las manos arriba, no acató órdenes. Ahorita van a tener que actuar. Vamos a parar en la Chase y la International. Imagínense cómo la tienen que rifar también ahí. Que imagínense si hay ahí. Si hay ahí esquirlas.
Hopefully he's alive.
Sí, es orden de arresto. En Canoga Park no ha querido salir, ya le dieron varias oportunidades para salir
Doesn't
y
want to
no
come
quiere
out.
salir el muchacho, entonces lo van a sacar a la fuerza. They have a warrant for his arrest and he hasn't complied to come out. They gave him several opportunities to come out the right way and he hasn't want to come out the right way. So now they're going to forcefully take him out. I can't zoom out because there's a lot of activity going on and they'll suspend my live. This is in Canoga Park in the San Fernando Valley.
What's going on there? Anything here, bottom right? Oh, that's just the shirt hanging, I mean? Never mind.
No sé qué hizo, no sean imprudentes, hombre, ¿qué hizo? Preguntan, mira, justo que la gente quieren el chamba y quieren que también uno les diga todo. Ay, Dios mío.
Así les dije hace rato, les dije que quieren que vaya a preguntarle qué es lo que
voy a meter yo y lo agarro yo también. Ahí me dan un Oscar también.
Sí.
Te digo, Rodrigo. Hombre, yo estoy nervioso, voy, y la gente pregunta mierda que cuando me agarra el machete de tu vaina, ay, Dios mío, no me rebusque, raza. Me estoy rebuscando por la cobertura. Gracias a la China.
He's making his own content. I gave him permission to come to my balcony to record from up front. He's somebody that I would follow on TikTok and watch his content. And he just so happened to be on my street, so I allowed him to come into my apartment to do his live. Let's be nice, guys.
Oh,
Okay.
I see you.
Yeah, no? Mark viewer, prioritize the comments and other interactions in live. Okay.
Hay mucho por el lado de atrás, porque están viendo que no se les vaya a escapar por detrás.
¿Dónde?
Pero ¿cómo va a escapar por detrás?
No se puede. La única salida es del balcón arriba, de esta puerta que está abierta o de este lado del balcón de abajo. Son las únicas
quiero
salidas.
Para el susto, más tarde le voy a vender papas. Simón, ahora me toca ahí, bueno, yo voy a llegar a limpiar la piscina.
I already have one mod.
La piscina de aquí limpia bomba. ¿De cuál condominio? Me he salido del baño esperando.
I'm not sure. Ya, aquí está la colochona de papá. Te dicen hola.
Saludos a toda la raza de la China. Gracias por el apoyo. Vamos a ver. ¿Cuántos? Vamos a ver. Una pregunta le puede hacer. Preguntan. ¿Cuántos han visto a la colochona? Digan solo yo. Vamos a ver, China. Y saludos a toda tu audiencia. A lo mejor se murió, dice. Eso puede ser verídico. Imagínense si él ya ahorita se puso más sustancias y se quedó ya trabado. No, esperemos las.
Yo. Muchos dicen yo.
Yo.
I have him here in my balcony. I allowed him to.
Yo. No hablo English, pues.
I allowed him to come and videotape.
Oh, no. What happened? Did they get her again? They got her? Richard's out there, right? Oh, no, Richard left. They got China, though? Oh, damn. Hold on, I think there's another person out there. What happened? Did they report her? It's quite a few people out there. Okay, let's see. There's a few people out there. Oh, this guy has a nice view. Or this lady, my bad. Didn't mean to misgender her. Oh, the dog! Look at the dog! Somebody was asking what happened to the dog. The dog's alive. They're gonna send the dog to that zoo that's taking animals for to feed the other animals. There's the
Esos
dog.
perros son caros, ¿eh?
What kind of dog is that?
Ahí está el perrito, ¿eh?
They got the dog.
Pero qué bonito, ahí está la señora, se está llevando el perro.
Oh, she's taking the dog? Who's that, the family?
Qué bonito está ese perro. Está bonito, ¿eh? Estos hueputas son...
Okay, so we got the dog up there. I'll leave that there. Now we got another view. This is where the standoff is happening, just a different view. I don't know if they knocked off the other girl. I don't know if they reported her. TikTok is savage, man.
Yeah, the whole street is full of cop cars and FBI's. This is in Canoga Park, San Fernando Valley.
I think it's a townhouse, yes, Eddie.
San Fernando Valley, Canoga Park.
Wow. Ooh, 2 Bearcat vehicles.
Porque hace rato estaban hablándole por la bocina, diciéndole que saliera.
I've got another one. Okay,
No
we
se
got
los
some
enfocó
people
muy
in-
bien a ellos.
we
El
got some
muchacho
people out
está
here.
metido en este apartamento de ahí y ya llevan 3 horas tratando de sacarlo, pero no se quiere salir. Tiene
3 hours
orden de
trying to get this
arresto.
guy out. You don't want to come
Entonces ya
out.
llamaron al SWAT team.
3 hours trying to
En
get him
Canoga
out.
Park, San Fernando Valley. Sí, está a 100 grados. Bueno, más pasado de los 100 grados. Es lo que yo pienso también, porque ya es demasiado tiempo y no sale. La mamá ya habló con él, con la
Everybody's already
bocina,
talked to this
pero
guy. They don't want to come out.
no ha salido.
I don't have a son.
No, it's not ice.
Shut there, Jordan. Is it ice? Oh my God. It's gotta be ice.
La verdad no sé por qué no están entrando, pero ya llegaron el SWAT team.
The SWAT team's
Imagino
here.
que ya
They've
mero.
been there for a while, though. Over 3 hours.
Yeah, it's been going on since 10 a.m.
Oh, good. Oh, dripping.
They said they somehow got a camera inside his apartment, so, and he is armed as well. Su mamá y su abuelita la sacaron del apartamento y las tenían acá afuera. Y no están dejando que entre ni su mamá ni su abuelita hasta que el muchacho salga de su apartamento. Ese es su apartamento del muchacho. Es en Canoga Park, San Fernando Valley. Canoga Park, San Fernando Valley, en California.
Still going.
I'm not sure what the guy did, but he does have a warrant for his arrest, but he's not coming out of his apartment. This is in Canoga Park in San Fernando Valley, California. Canoga Park, San Fernando Valley in California.
Hello?
Well, it's because they had the grandma
Hi.
sitting in that chair, that's why. But it got hot. They moved her in a cooler place. No es la migra. It's not ice. He's hiding in there. That's his apartment right there. The SWAT show up already. There's a guy hiding in his apartment. He has a warrant for his arrest, but he's not coming out. He's hiding inside his apartment. Hay un muchacho en su apartamento y no quiere salir. Tiene orden de arresto. Ya llevan 3 horas tratando de sacarlo de su apartamento. It's not ICE. Not ICE. It's the FBI. Sí, es policías, no es ICE. This is San Fernando Valley in California, Canoga Park. No, he doesn't. I think it's his dog that's inside the apartment.
What did you say something about cell phone?
This is California, Canoga Park, San Fernando Valley. I'm not sure what he did. I just know he has a warrant for his arrest, but he's not coming out.
His name Adrian?
That's his dog barking.
What happened? Let's talk about what happened today.
No, it's not ice. No es el hielo. There's a guy hiding in his apartment right there. He has a warrant for his arrest, but he's not coming out. It's been going on for about 3 hours. This is in Canoga Park, California.
Come on out.
Está un muchacho en su apartamento, se está huyendo de la policía.
I'm gonna try calling you again because I don't want to have to put your business on the street. Now, what did you do? What's his name? What did it say his name is? For Adrian, right? Adrian or something? Oh, better answer the phone.
It's not ice.
Let's talk about what happened earlier today. What did he do? Snap at somebody?
California, Canoga Park, San Fernando.
China's back on? Yeah. Yeah, the neighbor's tired of this shit.
You stay inside. Tactics are going to be used by the police department. It's going to cause harm to you. It's going to damage your property.
Ooh.
The only way to stop that is for you to come out now.
Now they're being stern with him a little bit. He needs a spanking. Time out.
He's hiding in this apartment right there.
Here, SWAT's here. The whole building's surrounded. You're not going to be able to go anywhere. Your only chance is to come out now, and I guarantee nothing will happen to you. I'll meet you when you come out.
All I know his name is Adrian.
Adrian!
Walk out.
Adrian!
I'll meet you at the front door.
What happened early in the day that they don't want to have to put his business out there? What did he do?
He is home because his mom and grandma were in there. They're the only ones that came out.
The SWAT team are going to be used. It's going to destroy your property. Tactics are going to be used. They're going to harm you, make you uncomfortable, and you could be hit by the dog. If you don't want any of that to happen, I need you to step out now.
No, it's not ice. Yes, it's in Canoga Park, California, San Fernando Valley.
Adrian, if you can hear me, I'm looking at your bedroom window. I need you to show me your face or step out the front door. Come out and nothing to your head. Nobody will hurt you.
That is his bedroom window right there. Yeah, it's literally right there. That's his bedroom window. It's been going on since 8 a.m.
Get your stuff together and walk out the front door. Otherwise, the police department's going to use tactics that you're not going to like. They're going to mess up your parents' place where your mom and your grandma live. I know you don't want that to happen.
Not gonna like that.
So to prevent that, you can step out the front door with your hands up, and I'll meet you there.
They have the chair there because his grandma and his mom were sitting out there. Because they're the only ones that came out of the apartment.
I know you love your family. Stop being selfish.
Stop being selfish. Stop being a brat.
I'm not sure what
Get your
he
ass
did,
out of
but
there.
there's a warrant for his arrest. But it must have been something bad because he's not coming out.
Yeah, something he did earlier in the day. I don't know what he did.
Canoga
what he
Park,
did.
San Fernando Valley. This is in Canoga Park, San Fernando Valley, in California. He's hiding in this apartment right there.
Adrian, you're running out of time.
This is not
Come out the
ice.
front door or start communicating with me. If not,
They have the mom and the grandma inside a pool place.
your mom lives, your family. I know you don't want to do that. So to prevent that, you step out the front door.
This is in Canoga Park, California, San Fernando Valley.
This is China right here. It's China streamer.
Adrian, you're a grown man.
You're a grown man.
Stand up and walk out the front door.
That's mama
No,
figure.
it's
Whoever
not
the
mine.
negotiators.
Just walk out that front door.
Come on out.
No, I haven't seen a drone, but them shooting gas in his apartment. It's been going on since 8 a.m.
They tried a soft tactic.
And they're getting ready
Please
to
come
shoot
out.
more gas.
Please come out. Now they're saying, be a man. Grow up. I don't think either tactic's working.
No, it's not ice.
Whatever he did, I wonder if it's embarrassing because they're like, we don't have to put you out, put it out there on the street, Adrian. What'd you do, Adrian? What'd you do earlier today?
There is a guy hiding in his apartment. He has a warrant for his arrest, but he's not coming out.
It's
Hay
a
un
little robot
muchacho metido en su apartamento. No quiere salir,
Oh,
tiene orden de
where they
arresto. Ya lleva 3 horas metido ahí.
Oh, look, look, look. They're going to shoot something? Oh! Oh, let's go, baby! It's about time. It's about time.
I already told you. Tactics are going to be used. It's going to start destroying your property. I need you to come out the front door.
Ya le están disparando gas adentro de su apartamento.
This is your chance. It's only going to get worse from here.
Oh, shoot.
Take the opportunity to step out peacefully.
They're already shooting gas inside his apartment. No, but his grandma and his mom already came out. It's just him that he's not coming out of his apartment.
You don't start talking to me. It's only going to get worse. It's going to get harder and harder for you to stay in there. So take the chance
It's
now
in
to come out
Canela
the front
Park,
door.
California.
They're being very nice with this
San
guy. They're
Fernando
giving him
Valley.
Just walk out the front door.
a lot of warnings, multitude of warnings. They've really been trying and pleading. Mom and grandma out there. I think he lives with the mother and grandmother. They've been out here for hours, really trying and pleading. I don't know what that was they threw at the beginning, like over this little thing here, like over the wall. Not sure what that was, but they just shot into the side. What it looks like, one of the side windows shot some tear gas inside, and I think it was mostly like a warning. Negotiator.
In his apartment, he hasn't come out. He has a warrant for his arrest.
The negotiator has had it. She got it. Maybe she has a date tonight. Mama's love. She's had it. Tired of this mother effer. Come on out. Spanking.
No, I don't know him.
Your mom's down the street. She's concerned. I'm going to play a voice note that she sent me. I'm going to play it for you, okay?
Voicemail. I'll play it. Please come out. I didn't hear the beginning part, but it's please come out was the end. The dog stopped barking.
She's concerned about you. She's scared. She wants you to come outside. You don't want to do it for me. Do it for your mom. Do it for yourself.
His name is Adrian.
Adrian.
I'm not sure what he did, but all I know he has a warrant for his arrest.
Playing the voicemail again. Please come out. Oh, did they get this person? Well, we got China. We still got a couple other feeds. Let me turn on China's audio. Cancel this. What happened?
Porque no quieren tumbar el aire y corazones blancos, raza, póngase activo, pues.
She had a nice view. I'm gonna see if we can get her back.
Gracias, 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 gracias.
There's somebody else. Man, this was a crazy ass standoff too, man. This thing has been.
They're basically telling him to come out. That his mother and his grandmother want him to come out safely.
want to get the other girl back though. She had a really nice view. We'll see if she comes back.
No hay que anclar, me están diciendo lo de los corazones blancos, sí. No hay que anclarlo, ¿viste? Porque dicen que es malo.
TikTok feed. The Louis Guzman, yeah, I've heard that a couple times.
Una orden de arresto en Canógapa. Ya llevan aproximadamente 4 horas y no sale y ahorita van a interactuar.
4 hours, they're saying. 4 hours, still don't come out.
Sacarlo a la persona que tiene orden de arresto desde Canógapa. Vamos, corazones blancos, corazones blancos. Y si ya se les peló Baltasar, pues. Puta, mira que el maíz está abrió en medio lo de que esa, miren allá.
Someone that I used to know. Yeah, I think those were warning shots. They've been giving this guy so many chances.
Fíjate que estos son listos, se ponen ahí porque si en su momento sale por el techo, se los han bajado.
Hours. The dog was barking for 3+ hours. Stopped after the tactical group. If not for your mother, if not for the grandma, for the dog. Come on, man.
Puta, la volvieron.
So the dog was rescued? Okay.
¿Por qué dice que fue ahora?
They should put the dog on the speaker. Maybe that'll get him to listen up.
¿Qué le doy? ¿Qué le doy? ¿A dónde?
Ahí.
Este.
They're going to give your dog away if you don't come out.
Volver a dar otra vez.
No sé. A mí solo una vez me lo han
No,
hecho.
pero fíjate que ya veo que no es tanta veces. Ahorita no me estaba enfocando ahí. La gente está tirando.
Ajá, sí.
La gente.
Sí.
Aquí estaba enfocando yo.
No, he hasn't came out. They said he has 1 minute to come out.
1 minute? Okay. Uh-oh.
They're giving him 1 minute to come out. No, this is not. This is LAPD.
That girl didn't come back.
It's the satellite dish.
TikTok snatching everybody. TikTok.
I'm not sure what he did.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Heather said the pup has not been rescued.
Yeah,
That was
that's
the
what
other
they
live.
said
Yeah.
on the intercom that he
I
has
think people
1
are
minute.
confusing. There was a separate situation where a dog was wrecked. We did 2 standoffs. Some crazy lady hanging outside of a window. She had a dog. That's kind of weird, huh? Both of these standoffs had dogs involved. Maybe it's not that weird. Maybe statistically it's just whatever, right? But yeah, the other lady had a dog. That dog was rescued. This situation, we haven't heard anything about the dog being rescued. We just know that the dog stopped barking because the dog was barking the whole time. They shot in there, and then it got quiet. China. Russia.
No, it's not immigration. It's LAPD.
Oh.
Gracias. Yeah, that's what she said on the intercom, 1 minute, but I think they're just telling him that so he can decide to come out, I guess.
Yeah, one
But
more
he's
minute.
not coming out. We are in Canoga Park. Estamos en Canoga Park. Tienen orden de arresto y el muchacho no quiere salir. They have a search warrant and the guy doesn't want to come out. No, they have not gone in yet. No han entrado.
What the? I thought they gave it 1 minute. You got to be serious too. When you make these threats, you got to make it serious. You got to say for if you're coming in 1 minute, come in 1 minute. Well, he's not gonna take you serious. Agent. Media moving in. Streamers. We'll be here all night. I don't wanna go to Mexico. Who's that screaming? What is that? Maybe.
We're going on 4 hours.
4 hours. Oh. The world has stopped for Adrian. Maybe this is what he wanted. Attention. Or I guess he doesn't want to face the consequences. He's closing his eyes, hoping that it will just go away. Like when you were a child, just close your eyes, hoping it just goes away.
It's a condominium, so it's 2 floors.
Bueno, raza, hasta el 10 de agosto voy a poder hacer en vivos. Ya ahorita me cayó la notificación, ya peleé, pero por gusto. Váyanse para YouTube. Ahorita voy a transmitir en YouTube la pelochona de papá. Los que me quieran ir a apoyar ahorita, váyanse para YouTube. Hasta el 10.
No te lo aprobaron.
Esa fue la primera referencia.
I need, I was gonna say Richard. Adrian, come out. The whole neighborhood is there. How are you gonna look at your neighbors in the eyes next time you come back? When you come back to the neighborhood, how you gonna be able to walking up and down the street? Everybody knows who you are now, Richard. I mean, what's his name? Adrian. I couldn't be a negotiator. I'd mix up the names and all shit. I'd be tired of you. Just come out already. Shit.
No, el de arriba. En el balcón de arriba.
Richard. Give him one more minute.
Because it's hot out here.
Yeah, it is hot everywhere.
There.
Que no deja de mandar solicitudes de batalla.
Oh!
Están disparando, gente, están disparando. Están disparando, gente, están disparando. Están disparando, gente. Están disparando, gente.
They're shooting, they're shooting, they're shooting. Whoa.
Están disparando.
It's time, mother. About time. Last month. I think they need more than that, though. Bang, bang.
Escucharon los disparos, gente, escucharon los disparos.
It's got to be maybe a little tough for the mom and grandma to be
Están disparando, gente, están disparando. Escucharon los disparos.
They need to say, I get to 5, you better get out here. 1, 2.
Right?
Hoy sí se entregó. Hoy sí se entregó.
Oh, is that him? That's him. That's him.
Hoy sí se entregó.
He came out running. Damn, look at that shit. That shit's burning him. Hands up. You guys TikTok see
La
that?
cuenta, gente, sigan la cuenta, gente, sigan la cuenta. Sigan la cuenta, gente, sigan la cuenta, gente, sigan la cuenta.
Look, here he is. Hands up.
Sigan
Hands
la
up.
cuenta, gente, sigan la cuenta. Y
They
denle
could have did this
tac, tac,
2
en la pantalla,
hours
denle
ago.
tac en la pantalla para que no
That's
le
what I was
bajen
saying
like. Sigan la
earlier.
cuenta, sigan
A
la
lot
cuenta.
of these people, you give them a little discomfort. You just got to give them some discomfort. Finally, holy moly.
Canoga por California, el Valle de San Fernando. Canoga por California, el Valle de San Fernando. Sí.
2 or 3 hours ago, this could have been over with. I'm telling you, a little discomfort, just like the other lady, the nut hanging from the window. Put some tear gas in there, she came right out. Or they went and got her. Man, look at this guy. Look at him. There he is, he's dragging along. There he is. There he is, there he is. Woo. What a mess. Wow. Look at his pants rolled up too. Both of the pants rolled up. Remember back in the day we used to do that, like roll one up or something. Never been his second childhood. Or third or fourth, who knows? That's crazy. They did a good job. Cops did a good job. I mean, listen, I understand cops got to be careful because they're getting killed and shot and all stuff. But I think some tear gas 3 hours earlier, this would have been over a long time ago when it came out. These guys are too comfortable. There's never any repercussion. Some people only learn the hard way. You got to have your eyes and nostrils and skin burning. That's the only way for some people. Never been spanked or reprimanded or put on timeout or nothing.
Me tumbaron el like en TikTok.
Mother would have dragged me out by the ear.
El 7 de agosto voy a poder hacer en vivos en TikTok. Así que muchas gracias a todos por el apoyo.
Okay, guys,
Now, I wonder what
that
he
was
did.
it. He came
I wonder what
out.
he did earlier.
They shot all kinds of stuff, but he's out. Thank you guys for the gifts, for the likes, for the shares, for the follows.
Oh, right now, the channel is 5 more.
Así que,
This is the aftermath.
así que los
She
espero
was not good. She was not
en los live aquí en YouTube, raza. Yo me retiro, pero vamos a esperar que pase todo esto.
good. Points.
They shot the glass out from top and bottom.
Hasta que se entregue.
And they took him over there somewhere.
Hasta que se entregó después de
He finally came out after 4 hours.
después de 4 horas.
He finally came out.
Wow.
Ya salió Diego, ya se entregó, ya estuvo.
We're not sure what happened. We're not sure what he did. It's in Canoga Park. Thank you for the galaxy, guys.
All right. Wow. I'm blocking it. My bad. Oop.
Así que voy a estar
Thank
invito a
you,
que
Danny. Thank you so much for the membership.
Okay,
Thank you for
guys.
being a member too.
I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for being here.
I put her link in the description.
Ya salió, ya salió.
It's China Doll.
Solo
Look, they're going in.
y vamos a ir a investigar la casa también, mira.
Gotta check the place, check for the
Hola,
dog.
viejo. Pero ¿de qué lado estás? No, sí, aquí estoy
Thank
en medio en la casa. Ya
Rich,
listo,
thank you for the 5, man. Thank you.
Solo voy a bajar y voy a ver si ya me puedo zafar de aquí.
What a day, right? Oh my God, it's crazy.
Dale, viejo, dale. Tuve una llamada, perdón, tuve una llamada. Aquí presente, hago otra cuenta de respaldo. Sí,
Oh.
Freddy, voy a tener...
Era un orden de arresto desde las 10 de la mañana y el muchacho no salía hasta hace unos 5 minutos. Salió el muchacho, pero tuvieron que usar balas de gas, tumbaron las ventanas y ya se entregó. El muchacho salió y se lo llevaron por allá en Canoga Park.
Thank you, Be Reals. Thank you so much. No IEDs. Damn. Mama and grandmother better be praying and thanking the Lord.
Yes, he came out on his own
He's alive.
after they had to throw some gas
Job well done on the
House is torn
coverage.
up.
Peace all.
into the apartment.
The house is torn up. Imagine now when you're going there in there after. House torn up, glass broken. Who knows what else is happening inside?
California, Canoga Park. I believe they're in the car somewhere. They haven't let them out because they threw tear gas. So if you can see the smoke over there, right here, they're not gonna.
We got off. That was China. Thank you, China. China did a great job out there in person. I don't know if she got off or they got her.
In a game. I've been on this app for 3 fucking years and I got bit.
Oh my God. What the hell was that? Oh my God.
Envidia, gente. Aquí no hay envidia, gente.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. That was crazy.
Son
What a crazy
agentes
day so far.
del FBI, son agentes del FBI. Pero los agentes del
FBI.
FBI ya se retiraron, gente. Ya lo
Oh, they left already. So the guy's in custody. By the way, they said GTA 6 supposedly is going to come out 2026. I think they said May, but who knows? Because I think it's been pushed back. Looks cool though. Wow. This was crazy. Have you seen this video? This ice wave that's been like everywhere. Let me show you guys this. Oh wait, it doesn't show. Oh yeah, there it is. I gotta fix all this craziness now. Maybe later. Let's just do this for now. I'll fix it later. This was ice. I guess they got to ride with ice. This was, I don't know if this was Home Depot or what it was. And People took off running. Wow. Let me get it. Oh, shoot. You got it. All right. Wow.
Oh.
Imagine just going out shopping and you get caught up in a raid. Oh, man.
Lo arrestaron, ahorita están adentro de la vivienda. Ya lo arrestaron.
Get him, get him,
Ahorita
get him,
están
get
adentro
him,
de la
get him.
vivienda.
What?
El FBI llegó a las 10 de la mañana con una orden de arresto a una persona que vive en esos apartamentos y no lo podían sacar hasta el día de ahora. Hasta el momento lo sacaron. Después de 4 horas, al final se rindió y salió. Su mamá salió desde la mañana y su abuela estaban adentro de un carro del FBI esperando todo este tiempo a que el hijo de ella saliera. Entonces...
All right, I guess I'm going to get out. I just have a few things I got to grab at the store, but I'm going to get out for now. We'll see if anything else pops off later today. Crazy, 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 crazy. Crazy, but thank you guys so much for coming through. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. Thank you for all the super chats and memberships. Gracias, gracias. Big changes coming soon, I guess, personally, which I'm excited about. I can't wait, so we'll see. But yeah, you guys take care. Have a good night. Bye. Love you. Bloop, 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 bloop. Be safe. Boop, 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 boop.
Now, we want to take you live to the first court appearance of the man who is on Tennessee's most wanted list, 28-year-old Austin Drummond, accused of killing 4 people and kidnapping a baby in Northwest Tennessee. We are just waiting on Drummond's arrival there in court, but we have a crew on the scene right now in a courtroom. There's also 4 other people that have been arrested in this case and have been charged with helping, aiding, and abetting Drummond there. And you can see him there now. We're going to take you live to the scene.
This morning that you have before the court is 1 count of first-degree murder. It's alleged that on 29th of July, Mr. Braden Williams was located deceased from apparent gunshot wounds on Carrington Road in Tiptonville in Lake County, Tennessee. During the course of the investigation, it was determined that Mr. Drummond did with premeditation knowingly and intentionally kill Mr. Braden Keith Williams with the use of a firearm. It's alleged he did commit this offense also while being in possession of a firearm after being convicted of a felony, being aggravated robbery in Madison County, Tennessee. He has 1 count, therefore, of first-degree murder and unlawful possession of a firearm. Second charge you have, sir, is first-degree murder and 1 other count of unlawful possession of a firearm. It's alleged during the course of investigation that a James Wilson was located deceased from apparent gunshot wounds in Lake County, Tennessee on Carrington Road. It was determined that you with premeditation knowingly and intentionally killed Mr. Wilson with the use of a firearm. It's also alleged, based on the same facts or circumstances, that you are a convicted felon out of Madison County. In addition to that, sir, you also had 1 count of first-degree murder and unlawful possession of a weapon. It's alleged that during the course of investigation, officers determined that Mr. Drummond, with premeditation, knowingly and intentionally killed Miss Adriana Williams in Lake County, Tennessee, on Carrington Road. She was discovered from an apparent gunshot wound, deceased. In addition to that, he also is a convicted felon out of Madison County, Tennessee. You also, sir, have one count of first-degree murder and additional unlawful possession of a weapon. It's alleged during the course of the investigation, officers determined that you did with premeditation knowingly, intentionally kill Miss Courtney Rose with the use of a firearm. She was discovered deceased from apparent gunshot wounds on Carrington Road in Lake County, Tennessee. It's alleged, in addition to that, sir, as previously stated, you are a convicted felon allegedly from the county of Madison in Tennessee. Ms. Jessica, we have the other charge. I don't have anything to get that. Never mind. Sorry about that, Mr. Drummond. In addition to that, finally, he has one count of aggravated kidnapping and a possession of a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony. It's alleged that all of the victims in the case that previously were mentioned were located deceased from apparent gunshot wounds on the same date. A minor child with the date of birth 12/12/2024 with the initials WW was discovered left in the front of a residence in Dyer County, Tennessee. States that Mr. Drummond committed the offense of aggravated kidnapping by false imprisonment, which was committed to facilitate the commission of a felony or flight. It's alleged he committed this offense also possessing a firearm during the commission of said dangerous felony. When he possessed a firearm, he therefore has those counts. General Goodman, is the state moving forward with felony charges in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor, we are.
Mr. Drummond, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you at this time on your behalf, being that you do not have counsel appointed or retained to represent you. Are you going to be able to hire an attorney, sir, to represent you, or will you need me to ask you questions about your finances to appoint you an attorney?
I'm not going to be able to hire an attorney.
Okay. Sir, if you could, to the best of your ability, please raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give is true, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You put your hand down, sir. Mr. Drummond, prior to being taken in on these charges, sir, were you working anywhere?
I have a business, inflatable run business, kids parties, restaurant shows, decorations, stuff like that.
So you were self-employed, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now this is what I'm going to ask you, sir. Obviously, that may vary depending on how much business you generate monthly. If you could estimate for me what your monthly income would be from that business.
It varied, but it was around $4,000 to $6,000 a month.
Okay. Okay.
Excuse me, a lot of it, I was just starting up, a lot of the money and going right back in to invest in it.
When did you start the business, sir?
I started LLC in February. I believe I started operations just a month or two ago.
Just a month or two ago? Okay. Sir, let me ask you, do you own a home? Do you own a vehicle? I'm sorry?
I do, it's cities right now.
Okay. Can you tell me the make and model of the vehicle, sir?
And Cadillac Crew,
Okay. You recall how much you paid for that vehicle?
$12,000.
Okay. Are you still, are you making payments on the vehicle?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you have a checking or savings account, sir?
Yes.
Do you know roughly at this moment how much is in that checking or savings account?
$500.
General, I think due to the sort of uncertainty of his business, I think that based on that and the fact he doesn't own much personal property, I think he does qualify as indigent for appointment of counsel. I have reached out previously to Mr. Brian Puffman out of Covington. and he has told me he is willing to take the appointment in this case. So what I'm going to do is appoint Mr. Brian Huffman to represent Mr. Drummond in this case. Mr. Drummond, Mr. Brian Huffman is an attorney in Covington, Tennessee. He is going to be appointed in this case to represent you, sir. We're going to get his contact information to you, and also we're going to get his information for where to contact him and locate him and be able to discuss your case with him. We'll be happy to get that to you, and we're going to send you his files we're going to send your files to his office for him to review that. Okay. General, does the state wish to be heard on bond at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, at this time, the state intends to seek the death penalty. This is a capital case. We're asking that he be held without bond. In addition to that, he has a bond out of circuit court. We have filed motions to revoke those bonds that will be heard later in the month of August in circuit court.
Mr. Drummond, what I'm going to do before I make a position on bond, I'm going to ask you some questions, sir. And if this information is not correct, sir, please just tell me if it is not, okay? Can you still hear me okay, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 16 O'Neill Oakway, Apartment E in Jackson. Is that a good address for you, sir?
Not anymore. 54 Armory Lane, Jackson, Tennessee, 38001.
Okay. How long have you lived at that address, sir?
54 Armory Lane, 16 O'Neill.
I'll make it easier. How long have you lived in the city of Jackson?
Since I was released in September of last year.
Okay. Before you were incarcerated on your previous charge, where were you living at?
630 Jackson, Tennessee.
Okay, so for the majority of your life, have you lived in Jackson, Tennessee?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any family in Lake County, Tennessee?
Yes.
I'm not going to ask him questions about whether he's a prior convicted felon. I obviously don't want him to incriminate himself for that purpose. Folks, in the state of Tennessee, bond is a guaranteed right, with the exception of one incident when it is a capital offense and when the proof is evident or is great. Based on the affidavits I have read here today, it does appear that for purposes of bond, in addition to not only what the statute says, but first and foremost, that it's the court's responsibility to take into consideration the safety posed to the community. The court finds that the defendant will be held without bond, and he'll be remanded into the custody of the Lake County Sheriff's Department, pending all appearances and hearings in this matter.
Your Honor, may I address one other issue?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, the state is also requesting a restraining order, not just as a condition of bond, but as a restraining order besides that, and that would be for the family of victims Courtney Rose, Adriana Williams, Braden Williams, and James Williams.
Mr. Drummond, let me go over with you, sir, what the general has said.
And also the minor child, WW, who was the minor child.
Yes, sir. I was going to include that, General, but I appreciate you mentioning that. Mr. Drummond, what I'm going to do is, this is something that obviously you do not have this in front of you at the moment. I'm going to be sending to you in a moment through one of our deputies to the jail. We're going to be sending you a form called Notice of Bond Conditions. What that's going to tell you is that you have bond conditions that you must follow. Obviously, if you are incarcerated, you will not be out on bond, but if you were to be granted bond at a later date, then these bond conditions would apply. But your bond conditions are you have no contact with any of the family members of the victims in this matter, the alleged victims in this matter, Miss Courtney Rose, Miss Adriana Williams, Braden Williams, and Matthew Wilson. In addition to that, sir, you cannot possess a firearm under any circumstances, and you cannot have any contact as well with the minor child that's alleged to be involved in this incident. The court is also going to put a condition down that you must keep in contact with your attorney, Mr. Brian Huffman. In addition to that, sir, the court is going to issue restraining orders separate from your bond conditions that state you must not have any contact with these victims at all throughout the entire cause of action. The court is going to send those over to you. You will be served a copy of those. I told Mr. Huffman I did not discuss the possibility. I wanted to wait until he's officially appointed. If your office would like for me to go ahead and set another appearance date before the preliminary hearing, I'm fine to do that, General. What's the state's
Yeah, we set the others for August 14th. We'd like to keep all these together and set that date if possible.
Okay. Mr. Drummond, I'm going to continue your case to August the 14th, sir, at 9 a.m. Mr. Huffman will be in contact with you prior to that to go over your case, and he will be able to hopefully answer any questions that he has for you, sir, okay, or that you have for him. I apologize. We will see you back here then, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. As long as it's not related to the facts of your case or anything that could infringe on your Fifth Amendment rights, I'm fine with that, sir.
I'm just wondering, is now the time I need to ask for a quick speech trial, or how's that?
Well, now that I've appointed you counsel, any motions that will be filed will go through your attorney, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. All right, folks. Case is continued to August 14th at 9 o'clock. Thank you. We are going to also take up Mr. Powell. I believe I was told that they're going to bring him over to you folks.
Okay, so a lot to get into here. Again, that was Austin Drummond making his first court appearance here on this Thursday after he was captured the other day. Now, the key things to keep in mind, just already we've learned in this initial public appearance for Drummond, is he has been appointed a public defender and will be held in the jail without bond, but the state will be seeking the death penalty. That has now been confirmed by the state's attorneys there at that court appearance. The state of Tennessee will be seeking the death penalty in the case against Austin Drummond. The judge agreed that in the light of those facts, Drummond will be held without bail and will be remanded to the county sheriff's office there up in Lake County. He's not allowed to have any contact with the family. There's been a restraining order put in place. That's, as the judge said, separate from some of his bond conditions. A restraining order has been put in place against the victims in this case, as well as the small child that was involved in this incident as well. But the case will be continued on August the 14th at 9 a.m., just about a week from today, a week from right now. Again, he's been granted a public defender. That public defender, I heard, Brian Huffman out of Covington. Brian Huffman from Covington will be the public defender for Austin Drummond in this case. But again, Drummond now being held at the Lake County Sheriff's Office without bond, and the state will be seeking the death penalty in this case. This case will be continued a week from today at 9 a.m. there in Lake County. We've got a couple other members or a couple other people that are being tried. They are making their first appearance, I should say, in the courthouse, those that are accused of helping Drummond evade capture post arrest.
All process has been entered in the Patel case.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, everyone. That'll complete the hearing on Patel.
With the flick of a pen, all charges against a man who was accused of trying to kidnap a little boy in an Atlanta area Walmart were dropped. And it comes after store surveillance arguably contradicted what the boy's mother told police. His attorney and her investigator are here to talk about the case, what happened in court, and what we can expect next. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. This is a case that we've been following quite closely here on Sidebar since March. With 57-year-old Mahendra Patel, he was arrested by police in Ackworth, Georgia, after a woman told a Walmart store employee to call 911. Caroline Miller claimed that a man had tried to snatch her toddler away from her and take off. She called it a, quote, tug of war. Now, Patel, who had apparently left the store with the Tylenol that he had come in search of, was arrested by Cobb County Police. They originally charged him with kidnapping, but a grand jury ended up indicting him on charges of criminal attempt to commit kidnapping, simple assault, and simple battery. But when surveillance video from inside that Walmart store was released to the public by Patel's attorney, Ashley Merchant, there was outrage. The video arguably completely disproved the allegations that Miller made. Now, we're going to be speaking with Miss Merchant as well as her investigator in just a minute about how she was able to get justice for Mr. Patel. But first, I want to walk you through this video. Okay, so you flash back to March 18, 2025, and according to Merchant, Patel was on the hunt for some Tylenol, and it had to be a specific version of the brand. At around 8:16 p.m. that night, security video shows Mahendra Patel enter the Walmart. He wanders around the aisles in the pharmacy section, presumably looking for the Tylenol, but he can't seem to spot it. Who he does spot is Caroline Miller, who's apparently riding in one of the store's motorized scooters with one child in her lap and the other at her feet. Now, Miller has since admitted that she's not disabled, doesn't need the scooter, but her children like to ride in it. So Patel says that he asked Miller where the medicine was. And as they turn into an aisle, that is when something happens. But the angle obscures the interaction. But Miller claims Patel tried to grab her son. But the footage doesn't seem to show a struggle. Patel claims he was trying to prevent her son from falling off the scooter. He eventually finds the Tylenol, walks calmly to the checkout, even indicating to Miller that he got what he was looking for, and she gives him a thumbs up. He checks out at the register, pays with his debit card, pauses to chat with the employee before exiting the store. Nothing that might suggest he was fleeing the scene, as had been suggested by Miller. And several minutes into the interaction, Miller approaches an employee, tells her someone tried to take her child. The employee says they need to call police, something the employee would reportedly later say that Miller was hesitant to do. She also did interviews with local TV stations, apparently saying she was lucky to have saved her son from a kidnapping. But once the video was out there was a good bit of uproar, with many calling for Ackworth and Cobb County authorities to not only release Patel on bond so he could get out of jail, but also to drop the charges. Now, not to jump away from this in any way or make light of the allegations here, but, talking shopping, I got to talk about Upside, our sponsor. Why? This is incredible. It's a free app that gets you cash back when you buy daily essentials. So if I pump my gas, I can use Upside. I go out to lunch, I can use Upside. Maybe I get something at a convenience store, I can use Upside. And why not get cash back when I do all these things, right? This is real, actual cash back. It's money that appears in your Upside app that you transfer right into your bank account. So once you have the free Upside app, you claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside, pay as usual using a debit or credit card. You follow the steps on the app, you get paid. So to find out how much you can earn, click the link in the description to download Upside or scan the QR code on screen. But make sure to use our promo code SIDEBAR because you'll get an extra 25 cents back on every gallon on your first tank of gas. And in May, after 45 days behind bars, Mr. Patel was granted bond by Judge Gregory Poole. Hundreds of people had come to the courthouse to support him. And during that hearing, Merchant argued that her team spoke with at least 2 people who had been in the store who said if they'd seen an attempted baby snatching, they would have stepped in.
There's 2 alleged witnesses, the Walmart employee and Mr. Leyva. Mr. Leyva is mentioned on the warrant. Both of them, we've interviewed them. Both of them had said if they'd seen a kidnapping, an assault, an attempt, anything like that, they would have stepped in, that they were there, didn't see it. They all confirmed the Walmart was busy. There were lots of people around. The Walmart employee said that Mr. Patel was a friendly older gentleman, was very friendly with her, kind of gave her like a hug almost, like she was so happy when she finally helped him find the Tylenol. She said that she didn't know what was going on with Miss Miller, but she's not permitted to ask what her handicap is, but she said it was suspicious that she didn't scream, call 911, anything like that. And then Mr. Leyva, the gentleman in the orange shirt that you saw, again, he said that Mr. Patel lifted the child like the child's father, and that Miss Miller sort of pulled back the child. There was no tug of war. Mr. Leyva actually was mistaken and thought it was the younger child that all this was happening with. He was kind of confused. But the one thing he was sure about was that there was no attempted abduction. And had he seen anything like that, he was close enough that he would have stepped in and done something.
But according to prosecutors, when Patel was arrested, he allegedly admitted he touched the child, which could technically meet the standard for attempted kidnapping under the law. But here's what happened. Patel posted bond. He was released. But Cobb County, they still didn't drop the charges until now. A quick hearing was held once again in front of Judge Poole on August 6th to approve a state's motion not to prosecute.
The court will call for consideration that matter concerning the state of Georgia versus Mahendra Patel, case number 25CR01090. The record can reflect the matter was set by the court on the state's motion pursuant to OCGA section 17-8-3. The record can reflect that Mr. and Ms. Merchant are here representing his interest. Do you waive his presence, or is he here?
In the courtroom with his family.
He's here someplace?
Yes, he is. Thank you, Judge.
All right. And Ms. McCauley's representing the interest of the state. She's the one that filed the motion. And I've read the state's bench brief and the motion, and I'm ready.
Thank you, Judge.
I'm not going to be overly repetitive of what is already provided in the state's motion, which was filed this morning. The state is making a motion pursuant to 17.8.3 of the official code of Georgia for an entry of null pros as to the following. The district attorney's office for the Cobb Judicial Circuit and Mr. Patel, along with his counsel, Caroline Miller, on her own behalf and on behalf of the minor child, consistent with her election under 1717-1 at SEC met to discuss their respective views of the above captioned case. That was done on Monday of this week. That election was done after a thorough review of all available facts and circumstances, evaluation of the best interests of the community and goals of the criminal justice system. After both that review and the parties' discussion of their respective positions, the state is satisfied at this point that the ends of justice have been met, and we would move for an entry of nil pros.
Merchant.
We have no objection, Judge. Thank you.
All right. I believe it's in the court's discretion, and obviously that's fine with me, knowing what I've seen in the matter. I appreciate the state looking into it. You've complied with the Victims Notification Act by speaking with the alleged victim in the case.
Yes.
And I'm satisfied. If you present the null pros, I will sign it.
Thank you, Judge.
Null pros has been entered in the Patel case.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, everyone. That'll complete the hearing on Patel.
And that was it. The whole court appearance lasted less than 3 minutes, and Mr. Patel was a free man. He spoke with Atlanta news outlet 11 Live after the hearing, saying, "I feel relieved, to be honest with you. This thing was hanging on my head for a long time, and our family went through a lot of hell. You know, we went through this, but today is a day of celebration, and I'm thankful that I'm out." Okay, so we wanted to get a behind-the-scenes look at this investigation into Miller's claims, the push to find out what really happened, also this case just being thrown out. So to do that, I am pleased to welcome back here on Sidebar Patel's defense attorney, Ashley Merchant, as well as her investigator, Charles Middlestat. Thank you both so much for coming on. Congratulations. This is a huge win. I mean, Ashley, last time you and I spoke, I got to say, what you were telling me about the surveillance footage and what it shows, I'm not surprised by this outcome. I mean, it took a little while. Obviously, Mr. Patel was saying how he and his family went through hell for this to actually get to this resolution. How is he feeling right now? What kind of impact has this had on him and his family?
Yeah, that's a great question, Jesse. He is just thrilled right now. But, we had him sort of put together a statement about how it impacted his family, and reading it just really upset me, because he's got two very successful, wonderful daughters. He's got a very close family. He cares for his mother. His wife cares for her mother, and just the impact on all of them. I don't think people realize how impactful it is when someone is taken from their lives for 40-something days without warning, and how it impacted all those other people. He's got such a wonderful outlook about everything. He's so much more positive than I am. He's like, "Oh, the system worked. I'm free." And I'm like, "No, the system failed you. You were in jail for almost, 2 months." But he is much more positive than I think most people would be under this circumstance. But he's very happy that it's finally behind him, at least the criminal charges, and that he can close that chapter.
That's incredible. That's an incredible outlook on life. Now, Charles, before I get to your role in this investigation, Ashley, you got to explain to me what happened behind the scenes. So prosecutors said they dropped the charges because they were, quote, satisfied that the ends of justice have been met. What does that mean?
Basically, it means this was a mistake. That Mr. Patel's not a kidnapper or a predator, not a fear, to reoffend, to do anything in the community, and that they just decided not to prosecute the case. We filed a speedy trial demand, so I think that was instrumental in getting this result, because oftentimes cases take years in the criminal justice system. We had, in Georgia, we've got a statutory speedy trial demand statute, and so we have to file it within a certain amount of time. We filed it in June, and it was set for trial in a week. It was set for trial August 18th. So that sort of sped up the wheels of justice. But they're saying that they think that this is the just result, and we think it's the right result. I mean, we think it definitely should have been dismissed, and we're glad that it was done quickly.
Again, Charles, I'll get to you 1 second. I have to ask one follow-up here, Ashley.
Yeah,
I'm confused. Were they fighting your argument? Were they saying, I know Ms. Merchant is saying that the footage exonerates her client. We disagree. We think the footage says something else. I'm not sure where the 180 came from, because, again, when you and I spoke, and I don't remember how long ago that was, I was curious whether the next week it might get dismissed. What were they fighting it?
Yeah, I think that was May. That was right after Mr.
Yeah, it was. I think it was May.
Yeah, it was May. And, I agree. I mean, it should have been dismissed back in May. I think it should have been dismissed in March when he was arrested, or never happened.
Or never been indicted.
Yeah, it's exactly, Charles. It never should have been indicted. And that's the travesty here. Why did it take so long? That's a good question, because there was no new evidence. Everything was known at the time that it was indicted. It shouldn't have gone this far. It definitely shouldn't have gone this far.
Yeah.
So what transpired, our willingness to go to trial, them not wanting to go to trial, I think that might have been, a little bit different. But what I think is really interesting to your question is if you go back and you look at the bond hearing, they were fighting and saying Mr. Patel shouldn't even get a bond, that he was this huge danger and this, predator and all this stuff. And then there was a 180. So, and that prosecutor who was at the bond hearing making those arguments was nowhere to be seen yesterday in court. So I don't know if maybe cooler heads prevailed. I also think it's interesting that prosecutor who was in court at the bond hearing, a lot of folks watched that bond hearing. He used to be the chief of police at Ackworth Police, which that's the jurisdiction that made this arrest. So, we wonder if that played into it because he's protecting his officers. I mean, these are his officers. He was their chief, and if maybe that was the push, and then cooler heads were able to look at the case and say, I don't think so.
Let's put that on pause because I have a follow-up question. I want to go to Charles now. So, Charles, what was your role in this investigation and in this case? And I will also ask you, what surprised you the most during the course of your investigation?
So, in a case like this, Jesse, the first thing we want to do is hit the ground as quickly as we can. And so, first, it was deploying and triggering an investigation into Miss Miller. Again, the credibility here was, her credibility was very much at issue. Of course, we knew just from the video surveillance footage that just on its face, if you looked just at with the way that law enforcement sort of focused on the interaction that they claimed was depicting criminal intent and attempted abduction. It obviously was very ambiguous, but as you sort of pull out, almost like, focusing a lens, and then as you pull out and look at the bigger picture, you start to see that Mr. Patel's actions were completely inconsistent with someone who just was involved in a failed attempted abduction. And so, we also saw immediately that there was a direct witness there. There was the witness in the immediate proximity of this who was looking and, in fact, engaged with Miss Miller. And so initially trying to identify the witnesses, because as you know, in cases, Jesse, we get these redacted incident reports that provide little to nothing until we actually get discovery. And that's, by the time you get discovery, it's too late. That means the case has been indicted and the train is already way down the tracks. And so we were able to identify all of the witnesses by reaching out to Walmart, by looking at social media, etc., and also triggering an investigation into Miss Miller herself. And so those were sort of the initial steps. And it was obvious that law enforcement had really had this tunnel vision immediately, and that had they pulled the lens out and looked at this in a much more objective fashion, they would have seen that Mr. Patel's actions were completely inconsistent. In fact, that he and Miss Miller had 2 other encounters subsequent to the alleged abduction, and that, in fact, she engaged him and he showed her, hey, I found, these pills that I was looking for. And that it's clear that the direct witness, who was literally just within feet of this event, clearly was not alarmed. This was inconsistent with someone who would have just witnessed an attempted abduction. And that while law enforcement had presumably spoken to that individual, they whatever interview they did was far from what I would consider to be forensic in nature. It certainly wasn't probing. It certainly was not objective, because had it been, they would have learned what we learned from that witness, and that witness did not believe that he had seen an attempted abduction. In fact, there was nothing alarming about what he had witnessed. And so it's sad, because this is a case of a good Samaritan who has been penalized severely. And really, this should be a cautionary tale for law enforcement to really be very, very judicious in terms of, obviously, very serious allegation. I mean, these things happen, and they are to be taken very seriously. But on its face, that video was somewhat ambiguous. There's no audio. You can't tell what occurred. It's kind of grainy. And so it's not something that you should rush to judgment on, particularly given Mr. Patel's actions, paying with his own credit card. He's in the store for quite some time thereafter. He engages with a Walmart greeter on the way out, and he's the one who initiates that engagement. These are not the actions of an individual who just is, again, has been involved in a failed attempted abduction.
And Charles, just to follow up, what did you learn during your investigation of Miss Miller that provided context into this case?
Well, I want to be careful about how we sort of characterize that. We learned a lot. Let me suffice it to say, we learned a lot. There's a lot of documentation out there. There's a lot of public records that exist with regard to Ms. Miller's interactions with law enforcement historically, and obviously they're available to everybody. They are public records. And so from a law enforcement perspective, you should immediately understand that she has had a lot of interactions with law enforcement, that she understands sort of how this works, how the criminal justice system works, what it's like to make a report, what the consequences are of making a report, the importance of being truthful and accurate in the reporting. And so, I think the reporting would speak for itself, and it would have spoken for itself had this case gone forward. I think it would have become pretty significant.
Yeah, you could summarize that sort of, and Charles and I talked about this. She was quick to call the police. She was real fast to call the police. And so I think that might have played into this case,
Have Mr. Patel and Miss Miller spoken at all since this happened, since the resolution of this case? Any communication whatsoever?
Well, so in Georgia, we have what's called Marcy's Law. And that is a law that a lot of states have that say that we're not allowed to contact the alleged victim, whether they're a alleged victim, there's no way to determine if you're actually truly a victim. And so because of that, we weren't able to contact. Although, and I think this was referenced in court yesterday, we did have a meeting on Monday where everybody appeared on video. We can't really talk about any of the things that were said during that because it's sort of a pretrial discussion, but it was a time, even though it's not face-to-face in person, face-to-face on video, at least to meet everyone. So that was organized and that was done.
Okay, let me ask you this. Has Miller in any way said, I was wrong. I thought something, I'm seeing this now. I was wrong about my perception about what happened.
There's not been any statements like that. Our impression of what, just talking with everyone involved was that this was just a rush to judgment on the part of, Miller, the police, but mostly the police. What's been interesting, mostly a rush to judgment on the police. I think everybody assumes that when you call the police, they're going to investigate. And Charles said earlier, they have tunnel vision. That's the problem. Yeah. You have tunnel vision. This could have easily been looked at a different way. And it's, and there's a couple things I can point out. If the police had looked at Mr. Patel's phone, which he freely gave to them, they would have seen that he was texting with his daughter, who's a medical student who helped care for his elderly mother, and she was sending a picture of the Tylenol, that he is clearly looking for a specific type of Tylenol. That would have been very informative. If they had seen that, they would have seen. If they had called any family members, they would have known he cares for his elderly mother. She has osteoarthritis, and she takes a specific type of Tylenol. That's very reasonable. And so these are just little things that the police could have done to have corroborated innocence.
Charles, did you have conversations with law enforcement?
No, and honestly, it just wasn't even necessary. We had so much to work with. Jesse, it was just sort of puzzling that this even got to this point, because just based on the evidence that we had, and thank God for digital evidence, right? I mean, we feel like our privacy is invaded on the daily, all day. But in circumstances like this, thank goodness Walmart has, an extensive video surveillance system within their stores, and that we had sufficient evidence to be able to show the various phases of Mr. Patel's movement throughout the store. We would have been able to present the fact that he used his credit card. You can actually see him at the checkout using a credit card. We got to see that he was engaged with the shopper. You can see the 3 different interactions that he had with Miss Miller, where he literally shows her, "Hey, I found the pills," and her pointing. I think they're in that direction. And then then he walks right back by her. There's so many instances where the context of his interactions with her and his time in Walmart becomes so significant. Had law enforcement taken the time to look at that, what Ashley says is 1,000% right, but I don't even think they even had to get to the point of looking at, doing a Celebrite dump on his phone to realize, this is a guy who literally went in there for one purpose and one purpose only, which was to find some Tylenol for his mother. And that was his mission. And that, he interacted with, in fact, at some point, he interacted with a Walmart clerk who literally walked him to the pills, to the Tylenol. And so there's nothing that he did. There's no evidence that he was loitering around the store looking for targets of an abduction. Nothing. There's nothing that would be remotely consistent with law enforcement's theory that they ultimately bought into, that this is what that was. And rather, it was just a very, very spontaneous event where he was being a good Samaritan, and he was trying to protect a child who he thought was fallen, who was being driven around, by the way, by a mother in a cart that is reserved, really is designed to be accessible for the disabled, not for someone who wants to, ride around with two children.
But before we wrap things up, Ashley, just jumping on something that you said at the beginning, you basically said that Mr. Patel has finished the criminal case, right? The criminal case is put behind him. What about the civil case? Is he considering taking any sort of civil action, any sort of legal action, and who would that be against?
Well, we always keep all of our options open. How we operate is we always want to resolve a criminal case completely and successfully, and we don't want to cloud our judgment on a criminal case with the thoughts of a civil case, because that's very difficult. But there are a lot of actors here that things that were wrong and took significant liberties that caused harm to Mr. Patel. So, we're always going to evaluate those options. We don't have any concrete plans, I can tell you at this point, but we are not leaving Mr. Patel. We've all become very good friends with Mr. Patel and his entire family. He's a great guy. And so, we're going to keep all those options open.
Ashley Merchant, Charles Middlestat, thank you both so much for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Thanks. Great to see you.
That's all we have for you right now here on Sidebar, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, please subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Jesse Weber. I'll speak to you next time. Embattled pastor John Paul Miller, who already made headlines after his estranged wife Micah died last year, has just been accused of sexually assaulting a 15-year-old in a bombshell new lawsuit. And this comes as he's already filed lawsuits of his own against protesters, as well as allegations that he tried to bribe one of the people he was suing. There is clearly a lot to discuss here, and we're going to bring on the former attorney for Micah Miller, who represents some of the parties here, to get more insight into what's going on. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. What an update we have for you in the continuing story of John Paul Miller. Now, we know that this South Carolina pastor really was thrust into the national spotlight after the death of his wife, Micah Miller, back on April 27th, 2024. She was found dead from what authorities have confirmed was a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Her body was found in Lumber River State Park, about an hour away from Myrtle Beach, where the couple lived. On that day, her whereabouts were captured on security cameras as she was seen leaving the home, going to a pawn shop, buying a gun, going to a gas station. And then in her final moments of life, Micah called authorities to ask if her phone could be tracked so her family would know where to find her. Really, really sad. And the attempts to reach her were unsuccessful. And after her body was discovered, investigators located Micah's car, and inside they found a Sig Sauer handgun case in the passenger seat, a box of ammunition in the center console. There were receipts that were also discovered that corroborated the timeline of her movements that day. And just a few hours later, the Sig Sauer was found in the water, and authorities were able to match the weapon's serial number to the box that was found in Micah's car. Now, at the time of her death, it wasn't immediately known what her cause of death was. The medical examiner's office would release their findings just a few days later. But nonetheless, just one day after the shocking news of her passing, Pastor John Paul Miller, the estranged husband of Micah, made this announcement to the congregation of Solid Rock Church.
I got a call late last night. My wife has passed away. And it was self-induced, and it was up in North Carolina. Y'all knew that she wasn't well mentally, and that she needed her medicine that was hard to get to her.
And as arguably strange as that is, and it was reported that he told congregants not to talk about Micah's death, to be clear, authorities have confirmed that he was not involved in Micah's death. that he was hundreds of miles away in Charleston at the time that Micah died. And there was no indication that he is being investigated or was investigated in direct connection with Micah's death. However, her family, her friends, many who have been following this story believe there is more here, that Micah wouldn't have done this. And what has surfaced is an investigation into Micah's life with John Paul and allegations of abuse. They have surfaced both by Micah and also alarming allegations put forward by his ex-wife, Allison Williams. But more specifically with Micah, based on a police report, she had apparently indicated that she was groomed by John Paul Miller since 10 years old when she worked for him at the church. And at the time of her death, they were estranged. She had tried to separate from him. But when police had contacted John Paul, this is important, he told them that Micah suffered from mental health disorders, saying she, quote, spends large amounts of money when she stops taking her prescribed medication, and that he took the car away from her so she wouldn't sell it. And his attorney, Russell Long, released a statement at the time saying, following the untimely death of Micah Miller, unfounded rumors and false accusations began circulating on social media and in various media outlets suggesting Pastor Miller's involvement in her demise. This created a buzz, causing local and national media outlets to begin proliferating these falsehoods on a mammoth proportion. Our client refutes any report that suggests he ever abused his wife. Recent reports claim that Pastor Miller groomed his wife from the age of 10 years old. Couldn't be farther from the truth. This is obviously an explosive lawsuit that we're talking about in the John Paul Miller case. And when you think about litigation, when you think about personal injury stories in particular, I've said it before, I'll say it again, having a great attorney in your corner is so important. And that is why I want to shout out Morgan & Morgan, America's largest personal injury law firm, our great partner and sponsor. I mean, they have over 1,000 attorneys, and their track record, listen to this, past few months, Morgan & Morgan secured a $29 million verdict for a bicyclist in Philadelphia, a $2.7 million verdict for a car accident victim in Florida, and not to mention $5.6 million for a car crash victim in Georgia after insurance offered that client $0. And even if you think your case isn't worth millions of dollars, why not start a claim and fight for what you deserve? And Morgan & Morgan makes it so simple. You can start a claim from your phone in just 8 clicks. So if you're injured, you can easily start a claim at forthepeople.com/LC sidebar. With all of that in mind, particularly the allegation that he groomed Micah when she was 10 years old, now we got to talk about the major